I'm doing another one. I'm getting the bug. I've changed again. I could actually feel these colours when I put them on. I do that a lot. I change a lot. So even if I make 5 videos in one day, I might have 5 outfits on. Because, again, it'll just look stupid, but it's normal to me. I literally do. Not all the time, but I can change 3 or 4 times in an evening. I just do sometimes. Um, and I literally felt these colours. I can feel colours. And that's why I have a lot of them around me. You will notice that. But anyway, I wanted to, like I said, break this down more. So I'm going to talk about borderline personality disorder, which is on here. One of my biggies, I think. Where is it? There's so many of them. It takes a while to fucking find it. Where is it? Oh, come on. Yeah, boom. That's a black liner. A definite high black liner. And there it is there. That one. So it's like that one there. What is it? The lighter line, by the way, is what I said. And the red one, the little slightly lower one, is after the test has adjusted it. But apparently that was another good sign that this was really accurate, because all of mine are slightly below, which is, there's always an adjustment, apparently. So when they're consistently just below, it's another reason why I wasn't lying. But I was kind of expecting borderline for a few reasons. Because, like I say, I did my dissertation on ADHD, or relating to it. So you read a lot around a subject, and it really often turns into BPD in adulthood. I think largely because when you've got a personality disorder, which I think ADHD is, your personality gets worse. Your personality disorder gets worse by having that personality in amongst society. But I was like, PDs. I just looked back at the person I'd become, and I had quite a lot of mental health knowledge. And one day I looked at myself and went, mate, you're a fucking PD. And you know it. I just kind of knew it. But then I'm sort of talking to mental health services, and I'm aware that if you say, I think I've got this, then you're instantly kind of like, oh yeah, you've diagnosed yourself. But I was honest about all of that. And when I said it to a psychologist, he looked at me and said, I don't think you are. I don't think you are trying to make it look like anything. And that's how I ended up getting tested. But the other reason was, that was it? Yeah, years ago, I remember someone saying to me, I'm stroking my cat, by the way. He's a big part of my mental health, aren't you, mate? Yeah. He might come on camera in a minute. Years ago, during my diagnosis process of getting ADHD, a friend of mine, a psych nurse student, said, it's probably more likely to be BPD by now anyway, because it nearly always turns into it. And I was horrified at the time, because I worked in mental health and I'd seen sort of extreme cases of it. And it's just, on the surface, a real annoying bastard. If you just look objectively at the symptoms, it's like the sort of person who sits around a dinner table with 10 people and says, of course, that's after I got raped by my uncle, but you know, can you pass the bread? And that sort of shit. And it's like really like, oh my God, difficult to be around. What's kind of funny is I remember an ex of mine saying, when I took the bin out one morning, I was wearing a onesie and a bobble hat, and she went, babe, you look like you've got personality disorder. I just fucking laughed. And maybe that's the difference, is like, I think everyone I know who's got a personality disorder fucking laughs at my fucking disordered personality, because I think that's what you end up getting left with. But the other reason is because when I was in the hospital, and I just had some bad news, it was going to be like a week longer that I might be on crutches, and I started crying, and I could not fucking stop. And I mean, they sent 4 people in there, 4 different people. All they achieved was winding me up even more and upsetting me even more, because I was wanting to scream at them because they didn't understand what I was upset about. And I just kept saying, can you just go away and leave me alone? Literally, I just wanted them to leave me alone, shut the curtain. I was fucking embarrassed. At one point I said, I'm embarrassed. And this woman just went, it's not embarrassing. And I nearly punched her. I wouldn't punch her. But I wanted to. Because it was like the state of embarrassment as it is exists already within me, and it's happening now, and you're just going, it's not embarrassing. It's like the world going, but Michael, this isn't really happening. It's not, That's how it fucking felt to me. And like, if they'd have known about me more, which now they do, now they do, it wouldn't have happened that way. I wouldn't have had myself retuned so much. So it's like, that's what, it's now called emotionally unstable personality disorder. That is emotionally unstable. I was literally having every fucking ounce of determination that I have got, and trust me, I'm a determined bastard, to just go, stop fucking crying. Stop fucking crying. And I couldn't. For like 25 minutes or something. I was just sitting there with the curtain around, feeling really fucking like, that's how shitting badly I can fucking lose it. So anyway, it says here, borderline. I'm trying to look brainy. So borderline individuals, this is a bit wordy, are notable for their unstable and labile affect. Labile is liable to change very dramatically, quickly, like hot and cold, yeah? Roller coaster. Affect. Now, when they talk about affect in terms of mental health, they mean like your aura, your energy, what you're giving off. Some people have a dominant affect, some people have an aggressive affect, some people have a lovely one, like me. No, they experience intense endogenous moods. Endogenous is like from within. Something outside doesn't cause it. So something happens. It's like the mood comes from here, not from anything out there. And recurring periods of dejection and apathy, like not giving a fuck. And what's the point? Giving up, all that sort of shit. Often interspersed with sources of anger, anxiety, or euphoria. And I can get all of those in 3 minutes. Many borderline individuals have recurring thoughts about self-mutilation. Not really, but I have self-harmed. Suicide, I've considered it, yeah. Appear overly preoccupied with securing affection. Needy as fuck, in like street language. Have difficulty maintaining a clear sense of identity. Like in April, I identified myself as the person with the like characteristics and attitude and mindset of a man with the like heart and emotions of a woman. And apparently that psychological kind of framework doesn't even exist. I asked my psychologist if it's a thing. It's not even a thing. Not in our world of transgender and cross-gender and this, that and the fucking other. Apparently, like, your head and your heart. Yeah, if my head is a geezer, my heart's a bird. Simple. But it's not simple, and apparently it doesn't exist. So, it's like, there's all of these huge fucking things pointing to it. That massive post in April meant the fucking world to me. I hadn't had this done at that point. I hadn't had it done. It was just what I needed to fucking do and say. It was just a huge identity fucking crisis. Like, one of the times when I wanted to fucking kill myself. I was saying at the time, I've never wanted to, like, kill myself, but if I had a button, I would have fucking pressed it. If I could have just vanished. But I really meant it. We've all said it, haven't we? But I really fucking meant it. And I didn't fucking care. I was like, past that point where you think, yeah, but what about all the people that love you? And I would think, well, then my life's a fucking sacrifice because I've got to stay alive just because I don't want to upset them. This is fucking horrible. I can't fucking keep doing it. I can't fight this hard to feel this shit. That's how I was fucking feeling. But that's not real suicide thoughts. That's just feeling fucking very, very fucking low. Display cognitive affective ambivalence. I had to look this one up. Cognitive affective is a model, and it's to do with like what the therapy, schema therapy. It's you judge things based on experiences and what you see. It's like everyone does, but it's like that happens. That means this. And they can't. It's a very rigid sort of framework. When you see things happening, and you think you know things, or you think you've seen things, it bum, and it can't be anything else. And ambivalence is like I want to, but I don't want to. So basically, what that means, cognitive affective ambivalence means, hang on a minute, that meant they fucking hate me, but it can't do because that means they really love me. That is like conflicting opinions about people based on me trying to figure out what's fucking going on, thinking like. Two extremes coexisting at the same time and being equally believable. So it's like, just reading that, it's just like, oh my fucking God, this is the sort of shit that I can never explain to people that happens in so many arenas of my life. So that's why that was like, I thought that's what I was going to get diagnosed with. I didn't realise there was going to be 7. Well, there was going to be 17 at clinical syndrome and another 7 at this one. But that was borderline, and I've got mates who've got it. and I will talk to them and stuff. But it's not fucking easy to live with. A friend of mine, a very good friend of mine, Tara, I love you, thank you. She sent me a thing that just explained it biologically. My amygdala is smaller, so it works harder because it's too small and it knows it. It's got smaller as it's got older. I have a developmental disorder, and what it means is as your brain's developing, it doesn't develop properly. That's what developmental disorders are. It means you affect your brain, and your brain affects everything that you do, think, and say. So if it doesn't work properly, then nothing else does. Basically, it's like right at the start of the whip. If you put a little kink in the whip, it goes and it goes the wrong way. And I'm a wrong whip. Hello, mate. He's clawing me. So yeah, that was that one. Maybe I'll make a video about what that sort of shit's like to live with. But that's just one of them, and me talking about it and how much I fucking relate to it. And I've got 6 to go.